The current presentation of MACBA Collection starts from the thesis that the aesthetic eclosion of modernity in our context takes place in the 50s, not in the early 20s of the last century, but after the Spanish Civil War. And within that context, the practice of art is very difficult to be detached from the practice of architecture and design. Examples of the post-surrealist imagery that Dawal Set group promotes in the early 50s give way to the eclosion and to the instauration of abstract painting, of informalist painting as the main classical concept for contemporary art even until today. But this space, this pictorial space, lives together with the first examples, the first solid examples of rationalist architecture, which is already going far away from the dogmas of modernism and brings it to a more Mediterranean, so to say, form. Parallel to that, photography at that time is under the influence of Italian neorealism and promotes an image of the reality that surrounds people as opposed to the pictorial space of abstraction. The exhibition contains as well figures that we recuperate now for the collection and the narratives of this recent history, like Antoni Comella, a ceramist that is highly appreciated at that time, not only in the Catalan context but also internationally. Groups like the Group R, with architects and designers that promote the renewal of the aesthetics of the time, and examples of also the bourgeois initiative as building institutions, informal and private institutions that the public space and the dictatorship of Franco would not tolerate, such as the Museum of Contemporary Art of Barcelona, opened in the late 50s and closed by the regime in 1960. The collection also includes numerous works from younger artists that are inserted within this historical continuum, and is closed down by two sections dedicated, one to the relationship between poetry and dissidence on the one hand, and another section related to the different generations of artists that have played or they have used their bodies as a main material for their work, starting from John Jonas or Bruce Nauman to Sergio Prego or Bestué and Vives.